love with romantic comedies all over again, one decade at a time. I'm Jess Darling, and of course, I am joined by my co host, who is more beautiful than Cinderella, who smells like pine needles, and has a face like sunshine, Stuart. Stuart, how are you?
At least I am all those things when it's not coming out of me when like lava.
Oh, God. Oh,
I've got to get
no.
that quote out of the way. We
Yeah,
have to
people
address
have
it
already
and get
turned
it
off the
just done.
podcast. They're
Exactly. Setting the
so-
tone. That's it.
That's where
Done.
the tone
Safe
is.
space now. Well, I mean, really. I think
Yeah,
people know this by now with the tone of our
it's true.
podcast. It's kind
That's
of like
true.
that.
Today
Yeah.
we're talking about Bridesmaids, the
Yes.
2011 romantic comedy. And yes, this is a romantic comedy. I have had 3 separate conversations, including the one with you, Stuart, where I was
Hmm.
questioned about how Bridesmaids is a comedy. And I had to remind people there is indeed a romantic storyline in this film. Is it the sole
Yeah.
focus? No, it's not, because
No.
it's about girl power and relationships and friendships. Okay?
Heaven forbid a film passed the Bechdel test. Like,
Yes, God
come on, people.
forbid we have female friendships being the main storyline.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I kind of just I think the reason why I was questioning it is mostly because I didn't really remember the ROM. I only remembered the com. Like
Hmm.
there's so many great quotes from this film and like iconic scenes and obviously like a stacked cast. And it's kind of crazy to me that the romantic element of it is completely just goes out of my brain, despite it being actually quite a sweet and I mean
Yeah.
in some ways a good romance. I think like it's not the most like
Yeah.
sweep you off your feet, big gesture moment or anything like that. It's kind of just a bit of an understated. Oh, they're cute together. I like this,
Yeah. This guy's
which
nice.
I'm here for. I'm here for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk all of that through, of course. If you haven't already, subscribe. You Had Me at Podcast. Follow us everywhere on social media. Find us on YouTube. You Had Meat Pod. And if you want to send in your feedback, you had meatpod at gmail.com. That's MEAT. Now, before we dive too far into all of this, let's do a quick little recap at the top. For those who didn't rewatch the film, I know our friend of the podcast, Todd the Librarian, the cringe factor is too high for him. Understandably, I kind of figured that he is someone who's not a big fan of like the fart poop joke moment. So I figured the food poisoning would be a no
Yeah.
go for some people. But let's give a little recap at the top. Um, Annie has been struggling since her bakery went out of business in the recession. She lives with terrible roommates, has a job she hates, and constantly resorts to casual sex with a self absorbed loser. She does, however, have a great childhood best friend in Lillian. But things change when Lillian gets engaged and Annie is asked to be the maid of honor. Annie meets Lillian's new friend, Helen, who is a fancy pants rich bitch, and they clash over their bid for Lillian's attention. Making matters worse is the fact that Annie can't afford an expensive bridesmaid's dress or a bachelorette party in Vegas, and she ruins both with unfortunate food poisoning and a bad combination of sleeping pills and alcohol. Lillian takes maid of honor duties off her plate and hands them over to Helen, and Annie continues to spiral downhill, getting fired from her job, kicked out of her apartment, and ruining her budding romance with Rhodes, an Irish cop who loves a baby carrot. Things come to a head at Lillian's bridal shower when Helen gifts Lil a trip to Paris, stealing an idea she got from Annie, of course. And Annie flips out, destroys a massive cookie, throws grass in the chocolate fountain, and screams about bleached assholes. Lillian uninvites her from the wedding, and thus their friendship is over until Helen can't find Lil on the morning of her wedding and enlists Annie to help. Turns out Lillian was overwhelmed by the extravagance of the wedding Helen has planned, and down to earth Annie is the only one who can help. The wedding is ridiculous. Say hello to Wilson Phillips. And Annie makes up with Rhodes, a cab, but still pretty cute. And of course, I'm sure we'll get into all of the rest of the bridesmaids in the bridal party and just how iconic all of them are. And that was Bridesmaids, Stuart.
I I think a pivotal film. I think it's one of those films that I think everyone likes. I don't know anyone that dislikes this film. Like, yeah, you can say that it's a one-time watch because of the cringe factor, and there is a lot of cringe in this, but it's so evocative of the comedy at the time. Like this is very reminiscent of like The Office in terms of the awkwardness and that, but also the just I think I don't know, just savagery with which people insult each other and have that
Yeah.
kind of like throwing barbs back and forth. I feel
It
like
feels
this
like a
is
very typical,
quintessential at the
like,
time.
yeah, like SNL comedy where so much of it is improv. So many of these
Hmm.
comedians work together, so you could just sense that chemistry on screen. Really feels like they're like, okay, well, we're gonna put you in a situation. We'll give you a few lines, and then you all just take it from there. And I totally agree with you on the cringe comedy sort of like there are moments that feel they're intentionally trying to make you uncomfortable. For me, it's not so much the poops stuff, more so honestly, the worst cringy moment for me, I think, is the speeches at the
Yep,
engagement party. Kills me every time. It goes on for so long, especially when Annie starts speaking in Spanish. I'm like, "Please, someone make her stop. Tackle her. Tackle her."
it's horrendous. I messaged you the other day and be like, I'm 23 minutes in and I've had to pause because I can't handle it. That was like on the second round of them like doing the competing like speeches back and forth. I then when I jumped back in after like bolstering my confidence and be like, no, you can do this, Stuart. I mean, you're a professional podcaster. You've got to. This is your job. It's not job, but you know what I mean. And I jumped back in. I was like, oh god, it goes on for even longer. Oh,
Yeah.
they're still. Oh my god, we haven't even got to the singing yet. This is
The s
terrible.
the singing is actually the worst, though.
I
It's
hate it
really bad.
so much.
Yeah.
Oh, it. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but I will. Where I work, there's many people in senior leadership, and occasionally there is this kind of like dynamic, especially once when we merged companies together, where
Mhm.
one boss would give a speech and then another one would like chime in with their own speech as well. And we were in that kind of like, I experienced that in real life. And so it's, yeah, it's horrible to be there in the moment because you're just like, you find it amusing, but you can't laugh. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
especially because it also kind of gives the honestly, any speech at, like, any event is always hit or miss, but it reminds me
mhm,
almost of, like, at a wedding when you have, like, the maid of honor speech, and it's filled with inside jokes, and it's like, "Stop!" Because literally the only people who get these are the bride and groom, like, no one else knows what you're talking about, like when,
mhm,
Roseburn, Helen calls him, like,
yeah.
Dudley or whatever the hell she calls Doug. It's just like, "Oh, sorry, inside joke." Like, "Shut up, Helen."
We
If
get it, your
I was
friends.
Annie, I would also hate Helen. Helen
Oh, yeah.
is just so uppity and so full of herself. I would positively despise Helen. I would not be able to help it. Oh, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, like, she just exhibits so much just rich, mean girl energy, but it comes with this, "Oh, I've grown up, I'm no longer a mean girl." You know it's there. Like, you just know that, like, it's
Yeah.
deeper than the surface of it, and and it's the kind of meanness that's exhibited through kindness, and just extravagance and need to, like, put at
Yeah.
least someone down. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing throughout this entire film, right? Like, there's no way that
Yeah.
she's that oblivious that she doesn't realize how she is absolutely undermining Annie's role as chief bridesmaid, maid of honor, whatever it is, and best friend. Like, don't
Yeah.
trample on that ground. Like, know
This
your
is
role here in
sacred
this whole
ground.
situation.
Your new friend. You will bow to the friend that has been around since childhood, Helen.
Hmm.
Just because your husband is her fiance's boss doesn't mean anything, Helen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of have in terms of topics, I do think this is an interesting movie in order to discuss how friendships do get affected by relationships because while
Hmm.
that does like happen in a lot of rom-coms, it's obviously like exacerbated is like the focal point of this movie. Obviously money coming into play like the financial aspect of everything, but like this is a real thing, man. Like, there are so many times in my life I can think of. A lot of times when I was much younger, like, I'm talking high school, college aged, where your friend gets into a relationship and they just disappear. It is like
Mhm.
you can't get a hold of them anymore. They're completely sucked into what feels like a new world. I think it's interesting that these women are, I mean, maybe late 30s. I don't know exactly how old they're supposed to be, but that's probably where I would put it. They talk about Annie's 30th birthday at one point, so we know they're older over than 30 over, excuse me, over
Mhm.
30. Um in this case it's as a result of getting engaged and having to plan this like lavish wedding, but I find it to be a much more younger person thing where
Yeah.
you tend to lose your identity in a relationship more so, just maybe because you just don't have a fully formed personality yet, you know?
I feel like it's almost like something that everyone has to do, a bit of a rite of passage in the sense of everyone's going to make that mistake of, oh, I'm infatuated with this person. I'm going to spend all my time with them because, like, that's the key focus of my life. And then you neglect other aspects of your life, whether it be friendships, work, like school, or whatever it is. And then whether that relationship comes to an end or whether it's you just have something that forces you to reconcile it, you kind of then come to realize, oh, balance is probably good for this and for my
Yeah.
well-being. And it's strange that I guess that these two have just never gone through that in their life. Like they seem to be a really close set of friends. Like I understand that like Annie is working, well, they must be working part-time. Like, I'm not sure if Lillian is working, but the fact that they spend the half their day exercising for free in the park, then go for a
Yeah.
casual, slow stroll home, and then get ready for work, I was like, "What the hell is this
Yeah,
lifestyle?"
I don't know what Lillian does for work. We've seen Annie work at the jewelry store seemingly
Mm,
part-time. Yeah, it almost feels like because they're like best friends and childhood best friends, it seems like they never really got pulled apart as a result of being in a relationship. However, I feel like what pulls them apart more than anything else, besides even Helen, honestly, is like the financial stuff. And
mhm.
I'm very curious, Stuart. Obviously, we could say they're both to blame in different ways. That, we could put some blame on Lillian for like having such high expectations of Annie when Annie is in a financial bind. We could put some blame on Annie for like making a lot of this about her when like this is supposed to be Lillian's time to shine and whatever. But who are
Yeah.
you putting more of the blame on?
I mean, like, well, yeah, you're right. The rational and mature thing is to say that, like, let's apportion blame to the pair of them because they're both awful. But no, I'm siding with Annie. Like, Helen's just awful in this moment. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a thing of punching down because, yeah, like, Annie is not that receptive. Could be so much better with the communications. But then I feel like she's the one that's in the crappier, like, endless state. She's in effect losing her friend because she's pulling away a little bit, what with the
And I think she's
relationship and
physically
getting wrapped up in
moving.
the wedding. Yeah, exactly, she is, and then she's also coming out like, knowing that she's coming out of losing her business after the like, during the recession, it's now kind of, like, recovering and everything like that. She's working a job that her mum managed to, like, set up for her as well, so she's and her mum believes that she's hit rock bottom. Who knew there was lower floors, below that? But, like, context is like a key thing here, and I think there's no way that Helen doesn't pick up on the vibes
Yeah.
when, especially when Annie is not exactly subtle with her suggestions about how to do things on the cheap. So, like, I blame Helen completely. I'm like, I feel like it's if you are a rich bitch, then it's your duty to, I think, be very aware of other people's situations in relation to you being the outlier in the whole thing. And
Yeah.
if you're like setting up like expensive trips or whatever like that, then I guess, consider other people's perspectives. So I'm like jumping in fully in the Helen hate
Yeah.
on here because
It
I mean I need the
obviously, it's hard
inflammatory
to n
podcast
yeah.
opinion.
It is hard to not hate Helen. Obviously, I hate rich people, so, like, tough not to hate her. Um, I think I do think Lillian is in a tough spot, because she is the connector piece, right? Like, she is friendly with Helen. Helen is a new friend. It's also a
Mhm.
bit tricky because of, like, Doug's boss is her husband, so, like, it's you don't wanna, like, necessarily piss her off too much, and on top of that, I mean, weddings are generally insanely expensive, literally anything to do with weddings, including bridesmaids' dresses, bachelorette parties, bridal showers, engagement parties, right? There's a lot of parties and a lot of expenses, and a lot of times that falls onto the bridal party to pay for. And I think Lillian probably wasn't thinking too much about that when she asked Annie to be the maid of honor. Um, I think she could have been better about like taking into account the fact that Annie is not making a lot of money right now. Like she's already struggling a little bit. So if it was me, if I'm Lillian, I'm suggesting like, okay, in terms of dresses, let's go to like David's bridal or something. Like let's not, put it on the bridesmaids to pick the location because that could cause issues. I will set
Mhm.
the location of where we're going to buy our dresses so that it doesn't exceed a certain dollar amount. I feel like when left up to the rest of them, the amount of money they're able and willing to spend can totally vary. So I wish Lillian was more involved in that because without her being involved and being preoccupied with so much else, that's what leads to Helen and Annie kind of, battling and fighting for territory and fighting for Annie wanting to do things more cheaply, Helen wanting to do things more lavishly to basically
Mhm.
shower pun intended, shower Lillian with like gifts and adoration and expensive things. So it's really tricky. Obviously, we want to side with Annie. I do think there are times when I'm like, girl, you gotta just, like, suck it up, and not in terms of the money stuff because
Mhm.
not much you can do about that, but there are times when she just is she's being so combative with Helen that it's like, "You have to stop. This isn't about you at this
Yeah.
moment. Like, this is about Lillian, and, like, if Lillian likes Helen, you've gotta just suck it up, you know? You've gotta just let things lie, and if Helen wants to pay for things, fucking let her, man.
Yeah,
Just let her
exactly.
pay."
Yeah, there's an extent I think that like Annie certainly doesn't ever give Helen a chance at all. And I think what you should what you should do is go, well, Lillian really likes Helen. And I think that maybe Annie's just dismissive because I think she immediately puts the money thing down to, oh, she likes money or she likes the things that come with Helen. She doesn't necessarily like Helen. So like because of that, she doesn't really ever give her the time of day. But I think that if she'd realized that, okay, maybe Lillian does actually like this person, maybe I should trust the judgment of my best friend since like childhood. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you kind of give her that? I so Annie really doesn't help that, but as we've seen with her choices in this film, she does not make the best choices.
No, she seems like she's a little bit on a self-sabotage journey for the majority of the movie. The other thing is too, I wanna talk a little bit more about the wider bridal party. Um,
Oh yeah.
I I think she could have listen, if she really wanted to go against Helen, I think the move is actually to get the rest of the bridesmaids on your side, right? So that if you're ever voting for something, you've got those votes in your back pocket. You've got Rita, played by Wendy McLendon Covey. Gosh, the name. Becca, played by Ellie Kemper. And then of course Megan, played by Melissa McCarthy. And I think like you just need to get them on your side. And here's the thing, Megan seems already totally on Annie's side. Megan is very astute and shrewd, and I think she knows what Helen is up to from the very first minute. And let's face it, of all of the bridal party, I feel like beyond Lillian and Annie, I feel like Megan is the one that fits in best with those 2 as a pairing, in that she is just like she will say anything. Like, she will do anything. She is just crazy enough, you know? I
Hmm.
feel like she fits in well. I just wish they would like Megan says, like, "I'm here. I'm your friend. You coulda called me, and you didn't," you know?
Yeah, it's a shame that she doesn't make that connection or doesn't build like the inroads with them all like that because it would have made so much more sense, especially like to get them on her side. But she did try it. She just tried it a little too late. Like she
Time was
doesn't
too
have
quick.
that exactly.
Yeah.
She jumped the gun on the Vegas trip. Like she got in there well before,
I
and
mean, when
you got to
you've got a woman
be
who
on the
wants to
attack.
yeah, you have a woman in Rita who's like, "I live with all boys. I need to leave, please. Like, I hate my husband. We Oh, do you have sex? We have sex all the time, but we haven't kissed in years." It's like, "What?" She's like, "Well, what do you think about when you have sex?" "Anything else."
Anything.
Anything.
Their dynamic
Yeah.
is nuts. Like
It's so
we've
funny.
all, I mean, I say we've all. I've known people to be in that like kind of just they hate the relationship they're in. There's a really funny show over here called Gavin and Stacey that depict this kind of relationship perfectly with the characters called Pete and Dawn, who they absolutely despise each other, but then nothing ever changes. Like they're
Yeah.
always together kind of thing. And I kind of get this vibe from this as well, but they have the addition of the kids who just seem to be the worst. Just talking to her. So I can understand her wanting to just
Yeah.
have a trip away because this is the thing. She's using it as the excuse not to really celebrate Lillian's wedding. She's just using it to get away from her awful, awful
Yes.
family. So that was perhaps a losing trip anyway. But like I think you could have sold it like to the others quite well. I think like Ellie Kemper's character Becca, what with her kind of like sweet nature, you could just appeal to, well, this is her childhood thing. This is all about her and we're celebrating her.
Yeah.
I think she was probably the easiest to win on the holiday or
Yes.
the vacation trip. And then Megan just be like, "It's the wilderness. You can hunt for us. You can do whatever you want. You're
Yes.
surviving for us."
Yeah, I think all else fails, you could bully Becca very easily. Like, not that I'm
Mm,
advocating for that, but I do think you could pressure her and manipulate her so easily, like so
yeah.
extremely easily. And yeah, Megan, I think is like the easiest one to get on your side in terms of like I think she automatically is more likely to listen to Annie. So I wish she would have explored that route more because the female cast in this freaking movie is just so stellar. Each character is so just ridiculous. Like absolutely ridiculous. Like how did they like the fact that just all these women are coming together to be in one bridal party is just like such a comedy of errors. Like Megan honestly, Melissa McCarthy is such a standout for me in this movie.
Oh, so
Um
good.
the amount of times that I've watched the gif of her when they're at the bridal shop, face planting over the back of the couch, I love it so much when she took 9 puppies, when she took 9, like 9 puppies and berets. I just I love her. Her cracking up at putting a gun in her brother's
Oh
luggage.
my
Um,
god.
I I can't handle it. I just think she's so funny. She is so over the top.
Such a great. So this is strange. So I had never Gilmore Girls before this. I'd never Mike and Molly. Like this was my first exposure to Melissa McCarthy, really.
Mhm.
And I was like, who the hell is this? She's freaking hilarious. And then come to realize, oh, she actually can play a very sweet and lovable character as well in the form of like Suki from Gilmore Girls. I was like, what the hell? This is not the person that you imagine that who is just such a I think a great physical like actress. Like when she's I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but when she's sat on the sink and then that top down shot and her legs just pop out the
Yeah.
funniest,
The
just such a
leg up on the
stupid
wall, like, with the, like, "Oh, my undercarriage," or whatever the hell she says.
it gets hotter.
It's so and the best part is, like, I remember reading that this was, I think, weeks after Melissa McCarthy had just given birth. Like, she was
What?
sh I'm not kidding, and, like, she's like, "They put me in, like, Dockers." It's just
That
like oh, and she says that she kind of, based the look of Megan on Guy Fieri.
yeah, I can see that. The
It's
shirt and
so
the hat.
funny.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just the whole when there's just certain reactions like Melissa McCarthy does angry so well in a funny way. Like
Mhm.
when she's like interrogating the air marshal, who is her husband in real life as well, which is again another
Yeah.
great thing because I can just imagine filming that. It's just again like you mentioned earlier, it's like the improv of just I think they're constantly trying to just make each other like corpse and like crack up and things. You can kind of he doesn't truly lose it at any point, but you can kind of just see that kind of I'm just trying to hold on here like, for
Yeah.
dear life, and then you just know that every take must have been different because she's just so hilarious. And when he then gets up, it's like I'm an air marshal. She's like, I fucking knew it. I got your back.
Oh
So
god.
good.
It's
Oh
so
my god.
ridiculous.
I'm
The conversation about the nukes. I know where the nukes are. A lot of
and the
schools. Don't
codes.
tell anyone. I never said that.
I
I'm
can't
gonna
protect you.
I'm gonna climb that man like a tree. Just like every line she says is so, so funny.
Yeah.
She is definitely a standout for me in that like Megan is like again just the most ridiculous character. And just
Yeah.
I think it's very sweet how she's the only one who approaches Annie when Annie is like really, really struggling. Which I mean tracks like Lillian's planning a freaking wedding, and like, yes, you can plan a wedding and not have it be all consuming. The problem is the type of wedding that Lillian is having is all consuming. And probably because Helen is planning it, it seems like. But yeah, the girl gang moments in this movie are just incredible. Truly
Yeah.
just is so magnificent.
I think the fact is that you've got like a character like Megan, who ordinarily in these kind of films would be very one dimensional, but she's not. She's got like other facets to her, and she's like considered to be a complex human being. Who'd have thought? Shockingly, written by women. Who would have thought that would have been the case, right? It's
Mhm.
outrageous. But I like the fact that it isn't just this like one-dimensional comedy character. It does make sense. And it just adds to this feeling of okay, these are real people, and this as absurd as it is kind of just more believable, which endears you more to them. It's a great way of like building an affection for this entire group of really, if I were to meet these people, I'd hate a lot of them. Like Megan, I would just,
Oh yeah.
oh, I couldn't deal with her in real life. But watching it on the film, I'm just like, yeah, utterly hilarious.
Yeah. She's
Just made better.
incredible.
Just Melissa McCarthy is just yeah, knocked it out of the park. Have you ever seen the bloopers from This Is 40 with her, Paul
Mm-mm.
Rudd, and I can never remember her name. But yeah, she's just basically on a rant against this woman called Jill. Like they're pulled into, I think it's like a principal's office to talk about like some kids or something like that.
Yes, I
And
have
she's
seen
like,
I've seen, like, a
I
TikTok
will
of these or something,
I will
yes.
kick you in your leg bone. Everyone hates you. You're fucking Bob. Like it's so good, and you've got Paul Rudd just creasing up in the background, and they just keep rolling with it. It's why a load of these films are just done like that. In that they set up the scene and they go right. Here's the script, loosely follow it, and kind of like
Yes.
see how it goes. But I love to see how the sausage is made with those films because they're so much better than bloopers. I mean, I guess it is a blooper because they are messing it up, but just seeing how it changes from what you do actually see is
Yeah.
fascinating to me.
Yeah. No, you're and you're right because of the nature of the fact that so many of these people are just, like, incredible improvers. Like,
Mhm.
you wanna see the scenes that they didn't choose. Like, I know specifically the jewelry store scene is actually, like, incredibly long, and they cut so, so, so much of it. But there like, the amount of back and forth that was cut, it just must have been glorious.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I think
oh, man.
as well the cut away from that, like when Annie delivers the final line of a word I'm surely not allowed to say on this podcast, and then just getting like a
It's immediately
dismissal
fired.
was just so brilliant. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
don't tell my mum, let me tell my mum. And he's like, I already told her.
And it's like, "What?
Ah,
Really?" Yeah,
uh,
the note, the bit of her mom also going to AA when she's not an alcoholic and then just never, ever recognizing the sanctity of the anonymous in Alcoholics Anonymous is so good.
She recognizes the guy at the end and goes, "Hey, I see you in AA." It's like, mm.
Stop it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
worked
Bill
out. It
Cosby.
worked out.
Yeah, with a
Oh,
Z. Yeah, so good.
God.
It's so funny. Okay, I guess we should probably talk about the romance
I
in this movie, I
guess.
guess, between Annie and Rhodes, who's a cop, an Irish cop. Apparently, he was supposed to have an American accent, but everyone loved his Irish accent so much. They're like, "You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it." Yeah, what do you
Nothing to
think
do with the fact that he couldn't do an American
Probably
accent.
probably gonna do one. What do you think of Rhodes as a romantic lead?
It's odd. He's a cop, and yet I like him because he's a good cop. He doesn't want to ruin people's day. He'll let people speed just a little bit because he doesn't want to ruin their workday.
Yeah.
It seems all right in that respect. Which, when I'm not on my high horse about people speeding, um, yeah, it's difficult not to like him. He builds Annie up and
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily kind of want to tell her what to do. Just kind of, I think, gently and at one point heavily encourages her to get back into baking and like lets her fool around with the speedometer thing of like and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, he's a good guy, I think. I'm
Yeah,
hoping that you say
I'm
otherwise.
I mostly like him. I do think there are a few moments when they they've only been on, like, one date, they sleep together, she wakes up, and he's, like, staring at her as she wakes up, and he's like,
Yeah.
"I got all this baking stuff, come on, go bake." Like, whoa, my guy, like, he is going so fast, that I don't really blame her for being a little bit put off by it, and
Mhm.
also, like, I think he kind of ignores her signals about the baking, about, like, the way she feels about it and how she's I feel like he could have had more of a conversation with her, and it was a little bit more presumptuous of him to, go and get all of the baking supplies, and then when I don't know, I think he really it's shades, like, teeny tiny shades of, like, "I'm a nice guy, you treated me poorly, like, how dare you?"
Mm.
When he's like, "You don't know how you can hurt people. Like, you made me think you liked me." And it's like, "Okay, my guy, like, just because she's not as into you as you are into her." Like, there are teeny tiny shades of that.
Oh,
Um, I
yeah.
th I think he's, like, a little too offended and, like, a little too upset, and I thought the carrot cake was, like, a perfectly acceptable apology because first of all, it was gorgeous. Second of all, she freaking baked it. Like she did the thing that was like what
Mhm.
you had wanted her to do. And she did the cute thing. She like left it in the pink box outside your house and you let fucking raccoons eat it. Like that's rude. That's not nice. Like so there are times when I did get annoyed with him. Obviously he's a cop, so I was predispositions to not like him. Um but I do think, like, yeah, he's not the worst cop we've ever seen. I love the scene of her trying to get his attention by doing, like, reckless
Oh
driving and
gosh,
drunk
yeah.
driving and hitting his car with her car.
I
Oh, it's
of
so
all
funny.
things to really tip him over the edge, that teeny tiny little bump where he clearly would have seen her in, like, the rearview mirror,
Yeah.
like, "No, it's coming," and stuff. Surely the spin out, the burnout,
I
and,
wonder
like,
if
the
it's because he could
littering.
damage if she damages his car, like,
Mm,
that's what's he gonna do? That's work, you know? Yeah, ultimately, I like their relationship, and I actually really like that he shows up after the wedding, that he doesn't end up being, like, a guest at the wedding. I think it's just
yeah.
more fun that he shows up after, and also, can I just say, like,
Mm.
him in those jeans, though, like, I don't know what it was. It's the outfit for me, though. I think it was because he wasn't in a uniform. I'm the opposite. You know how there are girlies who are like, "I love a man in uniform." I'm the opposite of whatever that is. Like, don't wear a uniform, anything but a uniform. Uh, yeah, I love the outfit at the end, and I love him when he puts her in the back of the cop car, and he's like, "Oops, sorry, habit," when he, like, pushes her head down.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. Yeah, I guess I didn't. I think because I was kind of like wrapped up into the whole tropiness of expecting him to have the reaction that he had, that it never really twigged with me that like he was doing the whole oh nice guy shtick, which he absolutely is. Now you said it, I'm like I totally. That's kind of really I think changed my opinion on it a little bit because it's yeah it's not too dramatic, but there is that sense of expectation, isn't there? Of just yeah.
And again, they have good
Um,
chemistry and they get along well, but it feels unfair to then expect all and put
mhm,
all of these things onto Annie when, like, you all never decided, like, "Oh, we're exclusive and we're dating," and, like, you slept together one time. Like, it
yeah,
just feels
and
unfair
it was
to have all these
clearly
expectations of her.
yeah, it was clearly like a fling sleeping together thing. Like it wasn't a oh, this is finally
We're
like the
in
breaking point
love.
of us. And yeah, exactly. It wasn't
Yeah, to put
that.
it in,
That
like, rom-com terms, like, they were fucking not making love. Like,
exactly.
like, come
Yeah,
on.
definitely. Exactly. And like I think as well, like the expectation, yeah, it's you wouldn't expect that for the romance side of things. So why would you expect it with a passion that she clearly has some trauma about as well,
Mhm.
that she doesn't want to get into? I kind of, I think if it was framed ever so slightly differently, maybe he could have got away with it. Maybe if it was less, I want you to bake, and it's just more, hey, I got this stuff and I let you stay here. And jokingly kind of guilt trip into make the cream puffs, please. I really want the cream
Mhm.
puffs.
I
Which
just
maybe,
think
I mean,
he's
that was his actual
yeah.
intention. Maybe he just wanted the cream puffs.
He definitely again, like, maybe that's just the character, right? Like, he's pushing because he thinks she needs a push, right? Like Megan does
Mm,
later on, that she is someone who just needs to be pushed into, like, getting over what she's going through, digging herself out of this hole that she's been put in. But it feels a little unearned when you barely know her. Like, if it's a lifelong friend, someone you've known for a few years even, who's pushing you to do those things, it just feels like, okay, you've earned the right to give me a little bit of tough love, versus someone you've literally just met who doesn't necessarily understand the pit of despair that you're in. Like, she is going through it, and not just in one aspect of her life, but like most aspects of her life. Like, she is really spiraling. Now I will say Rhodes is leaps and bounds better than Ted, played by Don Draper himself, John Hamm. Um
oh my god!
that man is the worst.
The wonderful skill of acting, I will just say, and how you can make John Hamm, who ordinarily is a very good looking lad,
Mhm.
who most people would swoon over, and yet when he asks if anyone else can do this just as good as him, and he grabs her boob and then
He
makes that face.
squishes it.
Oh,
He
I
squishes it.
we say about the speeches being the cringe thing. I think that was nearly enough. Like, had
Yeah.
I not said to myself, I need to watch this, I think that would have been another pause and walk away from the
It's
TV
interesting to
moment.
have that as the first scene is between the 2 of them is so interesting because, like,
Hmm.
it's so first of all, the sex is, like, so awkward and weird
With
and, like,
her legs
obvious,
are
like,
all
on
over
per
the
her
place.
legs are just flying around, and then him, like, giggling, like, and the, like, "Oh, this is so awkward, like, I want you to leave, but I don't know how to ask you to," like, oh,
Mm.
it's so uncomfortable. He's so good at it. It's so funny. I love what felt very real was the get together between Annie and Lillian at like breakfast after the fact and them kind of breaking down how like she's like, "Oh, you slept with him, didn't you? Like you slept over." And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "He kept putting it near my face." Like, it's like
They do that, don't they?
and somebody's like the eye, like it was looking at me. It's like that felt very real. That felt very, very real. Yeah.
I was gonna say it did feel as like a male viewer of like, oh, I feel like a curtain has been peeled back, and I'm going into like a
Yeah.
conversation style that I should not be privy to. This is girl talk. This is
Yeah. Yeah. It's he's very funny. But so yeah, Rhodes is like so much better than Ted, obviously. That is a
yeah.
very low bar to clear. But I do
But
think
yet
Rhodes
she
is like,
calls him. She calls him. That's just
yeah.
oh, it's so
Girl, call an
unforgivable.
Uber. I
Exactly.
don't care how
Have
much debt
some
you have to get into.
self-respect.
She has
Like,
none.
like even if she's got none, her mum is still available. Like,
Yeah.
then Lillian, maybe not Lillian, but
Megan,
like,
like there's a lot of
yeah,
people you could call.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
it's just
bad.
sad.
But things work out. They do get together in the end. And it is really cute. Again, like the pickup at the wedding I think is really just adorable. I like them as a couple for the most part. Again, that's not really the focal point of the film. But I do think they make a cute couple and they have like a cute back and forth. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm pro Rhodes. There are things I'm not too keen on, but anything else before
Profession
we
deemed the first.
yeah, it's not my
Although
fault. Like, he's a cop. He's a
is he
cop.
a proper cop? Like he's a was I've never understood this. He's a state trooper. Is that just cop by a different name?
Yeah.
Traffic
There's
cop.
different types of cops.
Yeah.
So there's like, like your sheriff, sort of a like towny sort of a cop. State troopers are the real dickheads, in my opinion. They're generally the ones like if you are driving on like a highway, like you don't want to get pulled over by a state trooper because they're generally not gonna let you go. Like they're not gonna give you a warning and let you go away. The state troopers are the ones that I never want to get pulled over by. Each town then also would have like its own set of cops, and depending on where you live could be better or worse. Specifically where I live, the cops are known to be like complete dickheads
Oh.
because I live in suburbia and nothing ever happens here, so they have nothing better to do
Oh
than pull
God.
you over for very minor infractions. So yeah, it depends on where you live, but a state trooper is more so like, okay, you're on a major highway. And so they can pull you over anywhere in the state versus there's not you don't have jurisdiction. Like once that cop leaves a specific like county or town, they couldn't pull someone over theoretically because they don't have
That's
jurisdiction. It's
so
dumb, Stuart. I
needlessly
don't
complex and dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe we should, I don't know, defund the police. Anyway, I can't. I can't. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, okay? You got me started. There are just so many situations in which we should be sending social workers, not cops. But anyway,
Yeah.
just saying. Just saying,
Hmm.
ACAB. But overall I do tend to like Rhodes. I think he's like a nice enough guy. I just confused me though. I'm like, he's very Irish. Like how did he
Yeah.
become a cop? Like, what is he? I guess he's a citizen. He says he's a citizen.
He's
Uh,
he's he's
yeah.
Irish and a cop, and he doesn't live in Boston. What the hell is going on
What's
with this
happening?
film
Yeah, he lives
crew?
in
Like this
fucking
is
Milwaukee. What is going on? The only film I know that takes place
Milwaukee.
in Milwaukee. Uh, yeah, yeah. What was? Oh, do you subscribe to the ugly carrot theory? Have you heard this?
I'd never heard of it until this film.
Yeah.
And I am very much a nanny in the situation. I'm very, ooh, no,
I'll
get
like
away from
cut the
me.
ugly part off if I
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
ugly
Try and
carrot because it's
try and
just
reduce
weird.
the amount of waste like altogether. Like if it's just, got a bit of like, I don't know, it's been in the back of the fridge and it's got like a bit frosty or whatever, like that, just like
Yeah,
scrape that shit off. But
yeah.
that one looked petrified. It was white
You don't need the ugly
and
carrot.
cracked. Like, don't eat that carrot. That's a really fucking ugly carrot.
It's the ugly carrot. Yeah, I like the ugly carrot theory that they're lucky, but I don't know that I would eat it and give the
Yeah.
luck to someone
I
else.
like great. I found it. I feel like that's luck
Yes.
enough. Eating it
Yes.
and not dying, well, maybe that would show that
Yeah.
you're luckier. I don't want to test the theory though. Thank you very much.
I
I
do
can
like the
go
theories
without having
in
a
in
rank
these
carrot.
in these these sorts of things like How I Met Your Mother has the olive theory. Uh do you know what I'm talking
I
about? Have
can't
you seen
remember
How I
what
Met
that
Your
is.
Mother?
I know of it, but I
The olive theory is the theory that your perfect partner feels the opposite way that you do about olives. So one of you likes them, one of you doesn't, so that there's always someone to like eat the olives, right? Like you want a
oh.
person that will like something you don't like so that they can eat. But I don't subscribe to this theory. I actually think it's much better if the person that you are with likes the same things you like.
'Cause then you
Because
get
then
to
you can
buy it,
yeah,
and you
that's the
do it under the
thing.
illusion of I'm buying it for them, but actually I'm
Right.
getting it for
Like toppings
myself.
on pizza specifically, right? Like you kind of
Oh,
want
yeah.
to like the same things.
Mhm.
generally. Obviously, like, for me, the biggest thing in my relationship is like spice tolerance levels are like very
Yes.
different between me and my husband. He can handle a lot of heat. I am big baby and cannot. But
You
that's easily
pasty
fixed.
white girl.
I blame my parents because I do think there is a level of like if you're introduced to it young enough and you're
Mhm.
given enough adventurous different types of foods when you were a child, you will naturally build up the resilience. And I didn't. I never did. And so now I struggle. I try. I do try. There's just I can't I don't
What
enjoy
is
it.
your, like, spice tolerance? Like, what's too much?
So
Like,
if
is a jalapeno bad for you?
are we talking a raw jalapeno?
Well, like, yeah?
No, I would not
Pickled
eat a raw
or
jalapeno, no. I could eat a pickled jalapeno, but I would not
okay.
really enjoy it. I let's see this, if I'm ordering buffalo wings, right? If you're ordering a wing, here in the States, you usually will order, like, mild, medium, hot. Sometimes there's a
Mm.
higher level beyond hot, but, like, mild, medium, hot. I will order a medium, dunk it in ranch as I'm eating it. So I can handle medium spice, but I do need my ranch on the side. I could eat a mild wing with no dipping, but medium I will need to dip.
Wow. That's Jess, you're a bit of a wuss.
I know. I can't handle spice. I try. I could eat like a jalapeno popper. Um,
Yeah, but that's like 90% cheese, right?
yeah.
Or cheese filling.
Yeah. I could eat a jalapeno. I've put jalapenos in like recipes, but de-seeded, like no seeds,
Oh
because
my
that's the
god.
spice.
We used to make so like in the UK there's there's a known phenomenon which is the toasty maker. So it's like a think of it like a waffle iron, but instead of waffles, it's just like a little triangle pocket that you
For
make
sandwich.
sandwiches in. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Kind of like a panini press, but like what
Yeah,
it does
like
is
a
it
grilled
like pushes
cheese
in.
sort of a thing.
Yeah, grilled cheese maker. Yeah, but it like presses in the like the edges and then diagonal, so you get almost
Like an
like a hot
Uncrustable.
pocket. Sure.
Do you
Anyway,
have
we went.
Uncrustables? The way you just reacted makes me think no.
Yeah, I don't think we did. But it's a known phenomenon that these things live in the back of the bottom cupboard or top cupboard of people's kitchens and they just
Mhm.
gather dust until one day you go, I could really use a toasty. And then you drag it out. It's still greasy from the last time you didn't properly clean it and it's disgusting. So you get it clean and stuff. And then you live off toasties for the next 2 weeks. You eat so many of them that you get fat and miserable and you hate the idea of a toasty ever again. And it goes back in the cupboard. And then you don't think about it for like 2 years. And
Yeah.
then 2 years pass and you go, I could really
Want
use
a
a
toasty?
toasty. Yeah, exactly. We went through one of those phases while I was at university, and we went through a phase of also shoving in jalapenos in our toasties,
Oh
and it was
god.
the greatest invention that we've ever come up with because it's like the melty cheese and the jalapeno and the spice, but just the tang of like the pickle juice with that they come pickled in. Oh, it
Right.
was so good.
So it's like a grilled cheese with jalapenos.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a
See,
long rant to say we had a grilled cheese and jalapeno.
I did the other night I made tuna melts. And I put pickled jalapenos on Will's and I put pickles on mine. Um, because pickles are delicious. I love pickles.
Pickles, yeah, that
Oh,
crunch.
so good. Oh, anyway,
Yeah.
Vlasic. Vlasic is the one.
Not to like
Yeah.
drift us away from food too quickly either. You mentioned about pizza toppings. I have to ask this, as I don't think I've ever found out this about you. Pineapple on pizza, Jess. What is your stance?
Here's the interesting thing.
Don't you
I
say you're ambivalent?
No, I'm not. I in if you were to offer me a fruit platter and it had pineapple on it, I would not eat the pineapple. I don't like pineapple as a fruit. I have had pineapple on pizza one time, as a part of like a podcast. Actually, I did. I had a Hawaiian pizza, so ham and pineapple and whatever
Yeah.
even else is on that. Maybe that's it. And I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. I don't really like tropical fruit, so I don't like pineapple. So I wouldn't order it just because I don't like pineapple. Which I know is weird.
Horrendous.
Most people love pineapple, but it's gross. I don't like it.
For long-time listeners to these podcasts, you'll know the bit. My role is available. I now quit and am replaceable. This is outrageous. I hate pineapple on pizza. I think it's abhorrent and should never be done.
Yeah? Is it because it's, like,
Yeah.
wet? Like, what's the like, what
It's wet, it's sweet.
sweet? Yeah.
Like, no, does
Trying to
not
think of what other
belong. Also,
sweet
with
thing you'd ever put
ham,
on a pizza.
like, okay, I can understand hot honey. Hot honey making like pizza sweet. But what's usually good
Honey's
about
too
that is
hot.
it's it's counterbalanced with a bit of like spice or whatever, which makes the sweetness, I think, justified.
Yeah,
With a
fair.
Hawaiian pizza, it's just bland ham, so it's like salt, and like you get the salt and sweet, but it's just not enough.
Yeah.
Like you're already
It's just
getting
strange
salt
because
from
I
like
can't think of
cheese.
anything else that's sweet that you would put on a pizza is the problem. You know, like pineapple really is an enigma in that way. Like there's no it's on its
Mm,
own. It's on an island. That it's the only sweet thing I could think of that anybody puts on pizza.
Hawaii, it's on an
It's on
island.
an island that is named Hawaii. What is your pizza order? If you were like home, it's just you and you're gonna place a
Oh,
pizza order, what toppings are you going for?
if I'm going basic, just pepperoni, just load it up.
Okay.
Give me little cups of like just a little accumulation of
Yes, a little
just
cup
a
and a
smidge of little,
little
not so much that they're like swimming, but just enough that
Just
you're
a
like,
little bit. Yeah.
yes, exactly, perfection. If I'm feeling a bit
Mhm.
bougie, I go for like, I don't know, just an array of different like veggies and stuff with like
Like
hot
a
honey
deluxe,
and
like a
just
supreme. Yeah.
primo, yeah.
I
But
don't know
it's
what you
always
call them over there, but yeah.
yeah, always got to be like thin crust though. Like I'm not a
Mhm.
thick pizza lover.
Okay,
What about
interesting.
you?
Um, honestly, I love a white broccoli pizza with the ricotta, with the broccoli. Like and
Ooh.
that's usually garlic. I love a white broccoli pizza. But I'm a big fan of like a deluxe, so a little bit of everything, a little bit of veg, a little bit of meat, olive. I love olive on a pizza. I know some people I don't want a green olive on my pizza though. Like don't put a green olive on my pizza. That's weird. They're really not
Green
supposed to be
olives
on
are the best
pizza.
olives.
I like a green olive, but I don't want it on my pizza. Like, I will eat a green olive. I always have them on my charcuterie board, always, but I don't want them on pizza.
Charcutes.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah,
god,
fair play.
prosciutto on a pizza? Ugh! Prosciutto on anything. Just
Yeah,
prosciutto. Anyway. Okay, that's
we
enough
have
about pizza hour. I don't even
deviated.
know. I don't know where we even got here. How we got here,
How
don't
do we feel
know.
about big cookies, bringing it back to Bridesmaids?
Here's the thing. How do you it's like it's on an easel. Like how do you even cut into that, you know?
Yeah, I
And
think
how
you're meant
did
to
it
like just.
fill and empty the chocolate fountain? That chocolate fountain was like insane.
I disagree with the concept of chocolate fountains totally because it's just recycled
Sanitary?
chocolate, and like
Yeah.
you know that some toddler's gone in there
Bonk.
and I'm like, no, thank you. I do not want. And also to
Yeah.
make it like thinner and stuff, oftentimes it's like it's like cut as if it's like drugs, but it's cut with like oil, and so it's just this greasy like chocolate and stuff that's filled
Yeah.
with kid saliva and whatever other like stuff. No, thank you.
Ah,
Don't want it.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like fondue is a little strange to me sometimes when I think too much about it, you know. But that's usually it's like
Fondue is fantastic
it's
because
weird when you think
it's
about it
it's
though.
a it's a singular vessel of just molten cheese.
As
And you're like,
long as it's
thank
like just
you.
you and like one other person though.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Yeah.
double dippers and triple I know those people are out there. Like, they're double,
Okay,
triple
yeah.
dipping.
Double dipping is just abhorrent.
You can't do it
Uh,
unless like, I could double dip if I'm sharing with my husband because, like, he's been
yeah,
near my mouth. Like, it's fine. It's just
they
saying.
do that.
They do that sometimes. But, like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, we've
Mhm.
kissed. It's
Yeah,
cool, guys.
exactly.
Yeah. Just the once on our wedding day, and that was it. Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
The only time. Okay, let's get to wow, this podcast. It's just as crazy as the movie.
I told you. I at the
It's
very beginning, I was like, we have
unhinged.
to set the tone.
We definitely did. Let's talk about "You Had Me At," which is our most romantic moment or best grand gesture of the film, and there aren't a ton.
No.
Um, I was trying to think about this before, and like the cake, the "I'm sorry" carrot cake feels like
Mm,
a romantic
yeah.
moment slash grand gesture. I guess we could put the like, uh, I bought all this baking supplies for you to bake with, but like it's a little pushy for me to want to classify it as
Yeah.
romantic. Um, showing up at the wedding after, like honestly, Helen buying the trip for Lillian to go to Paris is the most romantic.
I mean, it's certainly the grandest gesture.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I might give myself a bit of a pass on it and say that I'm going to go with one that I don't think is necessarily a grand gesture for the romantic side. I think more just the friendship side,
Mhm.
in the dedication to try and get Rhoda's attention in the car and just the back and forth. I think that was like a big gesture. She could have got herself in a fair bit of trouble. It was
Yeah.
hilarious in how she did it. So I'm going to say like that whole back and forth. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
topless.
So funny.
Who's driving this car? And they're both like laying back.
Okay. I gosh. Yeah. Honestly, the biggest grand gesture is like it's not really a grand gesture though. Annie giving I loved the little sentimental memory box thing that she gave Lillian. I thought that was like
Mm,
so sweet and better than a stupid trip to Paris, Helen.
yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the carrot cake. I thought the carrot cake was like both adorable, fit into what she was trying to do, and looked. I love a carrot cake. Okay, carrot
That
cake
cake
is
is
a
good
it's
cake.
a top
Top
tier
tier.
cake. Like
Yeah.
cream cheese frosting, are you kidding me? It has like all the good bits. It's very fall, which is like the best season. Come
Just
on.
ignore the other things that go into it to make it absolutely delicious, and we
What about the
focus on the fact
raisins?
that there's carrot in it.
I love
And
carrot.
therefore, it's one of your 5 a day. It's
Yeah, there you go. Ugly carrots. Yeah, I think that's the I mean, again, this is not a huge there's not a ton of those sorts of grand gestures. It's not the type of a movie. Um,
mm,
but I think that's the one I'll choose. Um, all right, next up is of course the meet cute or meet creep meter baby. So we got to decide what tier this will fall in. We have soulmate status, green flags galore. We can fix them. Dot dot dot. Maybe I'm getting the ick and red flag city. Why are you laughing? What did I do?
I'm laughing because I've just seen The Holiday and been reminded about it. I went away on a trip and me and my friends got talking about it. My friend had watched it again recently, and they, having not listened to this podcast, were like, "Yeah, and he just randomly kisses her eye," and I creased up laughing. I was like, "Yeah,
Yes, it's so weird. I haven't stopped thinking about how freaking weird it is.
so weird."
Also, can I tell you
But
I
yeah,
watched
oh,
half of just because it reminds me because British and Christmas, I guess. I watched half of Love Actually while I was wrapping Christmas presents, and I love that movie so much. That's all. It's so bad in some parts, but
it's
it's just so good.
yeah. Love Actually is such a strange film in the sense that it is so objectively awful at times, like
Almost every
terribly
romance you're rooting
written.
against, like
Yeah, exactly. They're like if we were putting it on here, Red Flag City,
for pretty
100%.
much every I mean, if they're not like, okay, this is your boss, this is your
Hmm.
boss again. Like you're cheating on your wife. Like
Yep.
there's so many bad things. But
Oh my god.
it's such a good movie. Yeah.
Unless it's Colin Frizzle getting an American like a
Yeah,
bunch
he's got
of
a
horrible
massive
girls together.
dong or
Yeah.
whatever he says. Have you seen the TikToks of there's a family that like watches Love Actually every year and they dress up as like random things from the movie or like random background characters. Uh
No.
so there's like every year they'll do it and like one of them wore a giant inflatable penis and they said they were Colin's like Wang or whatever.
He
And there
has
was one
a
who
massive dog.
that's it is massive dong. That's it. There is a couple that's rootable actually. There is a couple. It's the porno couple. I root for them every time. You don't remember the porno
Yeah.
couple?
Yeah.
They're so
I'm just
sweet.
trying to think if there is a red flag there. But no,
No,
they're a very
there
sweet
isn't when they
couple.
kiss on the stoop and then he like jumps off and he celebrates. It's like so
Yeah.
sweet.
It
Uh
is.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, they dress up and there was like I'm the second lobster.
I'm the
There were two
lobster.
there were
Yes.
two lobsters present at the birth of Jesus. Oh,
Yeah.
so good. Anyway,
Um
back to Bridesmaids yet again.
yeah, again, so this one is rough because I was thinking, well, really, I see, yeah, because there are red flags. So I
A
think
couple, yeah.
it has to be acknowledged, but it's not terrible. Like it's nothing
No.
to the
No.
degree of Love Actually, certainly, if we're going to
Right, and
use
it
that as a
also it
test.
feels a bit like I don't know that we could call them soulmates, even regardless of the issues. They like
Yeah,
they're not together enough for us to really judge like, okay, they're soulmates, they can make it work. I feel like him being a cop automatically like knocks him down a tier no matter what tier we start in. Can you imagine if we had cops that listen to this? I really don't think we do. But
I
if we
don't think
did,
that's our demo. I really don't.
can you imagine?
If you're a
The
cop,
best
please
the
write
best
in.
part is that I just have so many family members that are cops. It's just like this is so if you count correctional officers, which I do, if you count them as cops. Do you call them correctional officers over there? Do you know?
I'm
Do you know
guessing.
what I'm talking about?
Do you mean like people that work in prisons?
Prison guards, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
We don't call them
Um
correctional officers, but we have them. We don't
Yeah,
just let
then
our
we
prisons run
let's just call
riot.
them what they are. They're cops working in a jail, you know?
Caps.
Caps. I feel like my inclination is like a we can fix them maybe bordering on green flags galore, but I feel like they're not together long enough or for enough of the film to put them in green flags galore.
That's what I'm thinking because it's like I think that there's certainly things that we can fix. We can just say to Chris O'Dowd, tone it down a little bit, like Road,
Yeah.
stop being
Quit
this
your job.
yeah, stop being creepy, quit your job kind of thing. But then are these two really gonna be a good match for each other long term?
Hard to
Like,
tell.
is he just a rational voice that she needs to hear?
They did have good chemistry. Like they definitely had good
They did.
chemistry.
They
They
did
seem like they
flirt
had
very well.
fun. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
good flirt, good banter, good chat, as they say.
Good
Um,
chat.
they did. They said good chat. I think I would put them above the couple from Say Anything because of how young the couple in Say Anything is.
Mhm.
Like, it's just like, okay, like you're gonna break up soon. It's
I'm
fine.
even tempted to like retroactively downgrade to Say Anything down
I'm
to I'm
getting the
getting the
ick.
egg because
It
I
would
mean we
make
talked about
our
kissing the eye because like the kissing in the back of the
it's so
car. I get
I gotta you know
nightmares
what?
about it.
It's our podcast, let's do it. It also just makes our
Yes,
tears so even, and it's so
I like
pleasing.
it. I like it, and
So
it shows
pleasing.
science through the decades. It goes up and it
Science,
goes down.
baby! Yeah,
Hmm.
I love it. I think this is perfect.
I like it.
I think this is exactly where it should be. Listen, we could change whatever we could do whatever we want to. This is our
It's
podcast, people.
outrageous. This is outrageous, Jess. Who gave us permission? It's
Nobody, but we
terrible.
guess what? We do it anyway. Um, Okay, let's do our best in showmance, where we give the film a rating from 0, well, really
Mm.
1 to 10 because I don't really have a spot for a 0. If you ever did give a 0, I'd have to redo my whole graph and everything.
I'll bear that in mind,
Yeah, bear that in
considering that we've
mind.
been very brutal and really have been rating these films so badly.
Stop it. So, to recap so far, for Say Anything, you gave it a 6.5. I gave it a 7. 10 Things I Hate About You, you gave it a 9. I gave it a 9.5. And our biggest disagreement thus far was The Holiday, which you had at a 7. And I gave a whopping 9 points to because I
Mm.
liked it. That's it. That's the only reason I liked it.
So, before we
Yeah.
get into where Bridesmaids goes, since it's our podcast, so we could do what we
Oh,
like. I'm going to
shit.
invoke what we talked about pre-pod, which is I would like to take Say Anything down to a 5.5, and I would like to put The Holiday down to a 6
Okay.
because I was so generous with those, and I totally shouldn't have been.
Okay. So we got Say Anything at a 5.5 and The Holiday at a 6. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Okay, I'm making it happen live on the podcast
Oh my
right
god.
now.
She's an editing pro if she
Oh
can
no,
select
it's
the right
stop.
bar.
Leave me alone. No one saw that, okay? No one saw it. Okay,
This is why you
all
tune
right.
into YouTube, people. You get to enjoy me shaming Jess.
It's not
But
easy to do on the fly. Now there's an even bigger gap. Whooshkies. Okay.
but when it
It's
comes to
fine.
Bridesmaids,
Mhm.
again, I'm like, what are we actually ranking here? Like, are we talking about just overall how good this film is, or are we
Overall
ranking
enjoyment.
it in the context of it being a rom com? Because I'm like, great com. Like, if it was a com, I would actually put this up
Right.
as like a high 8, maybe a 9. But romance, not that great. So I kind of feel like I have to rank it down a smidge.
Yeah.
but I'm thinking, oh, I don't know, middling 8. I think I'm gonna go with.
Is that an 8.5 or an 8? Because I don't, I don't know what a middling 8 is.
I don't. Is that being too generous? Am I gonna whinge about it next time?
Whinge means whine for the Americans that don't know
It
British slang.
does.
You
Yeah, go
whinge.
have a whinge. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go 8. Solid
8.
8. Yes.
Solid 8. Okay, that's where we're at. That's where Stuart's at least for Bridesmaids. I agree with you. Like, I definitely think it's more calm than Rom. Um, I do think the calm is just so funny though. Like,
Yeah.
it just makes me laugh so hard. And I love the like female friendship exploration in this movie. I think that's missing in a lot of rom-coms. So I don't think I'm gonna penalize it that much. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I
Nice.
really like this movie. There are some like cringy moments that I think like are difficult to watch, but I overall really do love this movie. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna give it. I will adjust the color. Pay no attention that this is blue. Yeah,
I think as
I'm gonna
well.
get an 8.5.
Yeah, I think it's like I feel like you can't really score badly this film because of like it's almost like its impact as well. Like the "I'm poor" gif is so
I'm
often
poor.
used. Like there's just so many great quotes.
What are you, an
Like
appliance? So good.
okay, stove. Like this, just some belter lines. And yeah, like rom or com, like it's still just a great film. A little long.
It's a little long. It's
It's
surprisingly
over
a
the
little
two
long.
hour 2 hour mark. I mean, you could cut out her mum. I'm just saying, what did she
Why are
really
you
add?
trying to do why are you trying to cut things from movies constantly? Her mom
What
is
can
hysterical. You wanna cut out the woman who can't understand that anonymous means anonymous? No. She's so funny.
okay, I'll do your compromise. Keep the mum. Drop who we haven't talked about in this entire film: Rebel Wilson and Matt Lucas,
Yeah, we
the,
could.
the
We could.
weird
We could.
roommates. What is the point of them? Didn't
We
even
could have. We could
find
have cut
found
them.
like them funny at first, but after a while you realize they're actually just playing themselves, which is
It
not fun.
it's less funny over I used to love their moments, and I think as an adult, they don't hit me. They're not as funny to me.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. Oh, I think that's I agree with that. I would get rid of them. I would leave in the mom because
And
again,
I think that would
she's funny.
just bring it under 2 hours, in which case, perfect.
Yeah, I think so. I
Wonderful.
think yeah, I don't see why not.
Hmm.
Perfect. Well, that's great. We have that done. Uh, we have some feedback. We did get some feedback. Emily, I thought Emily's feedback was very interesting, Stuart. Emily says, I saw this movie once when it came out. I don't remember much. Some thoughts halfway through. The lack of background music in this movie is really strange. And when there is music, it doesn't last more than 30 seconds. Just like I wonder if like it's the improv aspect of it that they didn't use a lot of
Guess.
music, you know?
I didn't. Maybe they blew all the budget on the cameo at the end.
Could have been.
That's
Could have
like
been.
technically music budget,
Yeah,
maybe.
freaking Wilson Phillips. Kristen Wiig's character is not particularly rootable. She makes some obvious mistakes as maid of honor, going to a bridal shop without a reservation and being shocked at the price point. Yeah, she went to like a very expensive bridal shop too, which is like, why would you do
Yeah.
that to yourself? I had to fast forward through the food poisoning parts and not enough Wendy McLendon Covey, who plays Rita in the movie. Those were her notes.
There's enough Wendy McLendon Covey in her name alone. The fact that I keep having to every time we say it, look at the name and go, "Yes, it is that." Yes,
It's a lot. It's a
yeah.
mouthful.
She was
Yeah,
actually every time that she was in a scene, she was hilarious. Like
she's
the
really
way in
good.
which she kind of commanded it and the whole
Her and
shtick. Fair
Becca are
enough.
really fun,
Mm.
together. I love them on the plane.
Honestly, those two on a little like spin-off would be actually quite a funny film, or even
I want them to get
a little
together.
skit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have gotten together. I love the like oh, we can't have sex until we've both showered separately. And then by the time he doesn't
And
even want to, but I want to.
I have to
So
pretend I'm tired as well. Like,
it's
oh
so
god,
good.
so tragic.
It is really tragic. So yeah, that was the feedback we got. And I think Stuart, it's time to pick our next rom-com for
Mm.
2 weeks from now. And here's the thing.
This is
We're
your pick, isn't it?
my pick, and we are in the current decade. We are in the
What?
2020s.
But we're only halfway through, Jess. What are
Well,
we
we did it in a
doing?
weird order,
This is
we did what we
madness.
wanted. I don't know what we're doing. Do we know what we're doing the time after next time? Like are we going
Nope.
we should talk. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in
Yeah.
between these two podcasts. But I have selected a film for us to watch. And I'm confident neither of us have seen it. And
Okay. Okay,
I'm
that rules out
also
one thing I was going to suggest it was, but yeah.
I'm also fairly confident it's gonna be really bad. I
I am
kinda can't
so
wait.
up for that. I
Yeah,
sorry, Grace talking about like the Hallmark films
yeah,
opened up a world of possibilities for me for like these more modern picks because there has been obviously a resurgence in just really on the nose crappy rom-coms and
yeah.
me and my friends devour them. They are so terrible. So I'm so open to a bad film.
I've watched a couple really bad Christmas movies recently. There was one that was literally just a remake of, like, the Ebenezer Scrooge, story.
Mhm.
Literally, this lady the character's name, it was, her what was it? Let me yeah. Her name is called Christmas Above the Clouds is the film. Her name was Ella Neezer. She had it was so bad. She had a, like a what is it? An assistant named, like, Bobby. Like, everyone was just so on the nose. It was horrible. It was such a bad movie. Truly, truly, like, so on the nose with literally everything. No one was likable. It was a really bad movie. Yeah, that one is one I watched recently. I watched another one with Chad Michael Murray thinking it was the most recent one, but turns out he's been in a lot of holiday movies
you
recently.
get
It
you get
wasn't
some
that.
people who are just in
They
so
do.
many of them. I can't. Oh my god, my friends call her dog face, but she's what's her name?
You're talking about Gretchen Wieners?
No, 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 no,
Not
no,
Gretchen.
no. But she is in a lot of them as well.
She's
No,
in a
I'm
lot of
talking
them, yeah.
about. Oh, she does. She does.
So
She
mean.
does maths textbooks. And she
Oh,
was.
wait a minute. Is she from Full House?
No,
The religious one? No,
no, no, no, no, no, no.
not her.
She's
One of
in
these
the
days.
other show, The Wonder Years. Um,
No, not Wendy from Wonder Years.
yes, yes, yes. It's Wendy from Wonder Years. Danica something. Danica
Hold on.
McKellar.
Okay.
She
She's
is
in a bunch
in
of Hallmark movies?
so, and they may not be Hallmark movies, but they are bad, bad rom coms. And she is in so many of them. And I must have watched at least 5 with her in,
I guess she
and
kind of does look
they all have the
like a
same plot.
Frenchie. She kind of has the same, like, face structure as, like, a Frenchie or a Chihuahua.
Hmm. Have you
She
seen?
really is
Oh,
in so many. Oh my god. Have We Met This Christmas? Grounded in Love. A Cinderella Christmas Ball. A Royal Date for Christmas. Swing Into Romance. Christmas at the Drive-In. What? What are we
they're in, they're honestly incredible. We sit
Christmas She
around.
Wrote? What? It's like Murder Christmas at Dollywood. You, me, and the Christmas trees.
There are so many of them.
They all say
I'm
TV
telling you.
movie. I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
Christmas at the Grand Valley. Wow.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
I get
what's your pick?
Project
What's your?
NC Squared.
I need to
My
know your
Christmas
pick.
dream. Mommy, I didn't do it. Okay, I gotta stop reading these. I gotta leave it. I gotta leave it. Okay. My pick is a film with both stars of this film.
Okay.
Uh it
What?
came out
Who are they?
l- lit
Who?
it came out
Who's it star?
literally this year. It looks pretty bad. It stars Zoe Deschanel and Charlie Cox, and it is called Merv. And the plot of this movie is that a dog loses his spark when his owners break up, and they're forced to, like, co-parent this dog. And It's on Prime. That's how we're gonna watch it. Because I was like, "Is this like a theaters movie? Like, do we have access?" And we do. We indeed have access to this film. So we will be watching the movie Merv. And for those of you who are concerned, as was I, about does a dog die in this film? Because I will not watch a movie that has a dog die. There is a website that will tell you if dogs die in movies and if there's any other like trigger warnings you need to know about. Spoilers for the film. So if you don't want to know, just fast forward a little bit. Merv isn't gonna die. So we're safe. We can watch the movie, okay? I
But
wouldn't have watched it if he did.
the dog is
He
sad.
is he is depressed. But I think I'll be okay with that. I think I could get past I as long as the dog doesn't talk, I'll be okay. Which
Mhm.
it doesn't look like he's gonna have a CGI mouth, so I think we're okay.
I don't know. Someone might get hit over the head and have one of those weird kind of like, oh, the dog's talking scenes,
I'm
and the
gonna
dog's
be,
like, whoa, you need to get yourself to hospital.
I really okay. I think you should put money on that. Actually, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. I am
Yeah,
so excited for this choice.
yeah.
I saw the trailer. I must have been shared in the PSR Discord at some point
Someone shared it with us in the
because
PSR Discord, and I looked up to see if it had come out yet, knowing that
oh,
I had the 2020s pick. Yeah. So I'm really pumped
so
about
well
this.
done. Thank you so much for hanging on to that as a choice because we had a very short list of possible films in
Yeah.
this decade, and it was not looking good.
No, I just
Yeah.
wanted something. I thought it would be really fun if because we haven't watched anything I have not yet seen. So
Mm,
I wanted to pick something I hadn't seen yet, and I think it's going to be really fun for neither of us to have seen this film. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be bad because it looks kind of like it should be bad. But that sometimes that's great. Sometimes that's really fun. So I'm really
mhm.
excited about this pick for next week. Well, 2 weeks. Anyway. And
Yeah,
it'll still be like holiday season because it will come out right after New Year's. So it'll be, seasonally
yeah.
appropriate. I think it's
I
just like a
like it.
Christmas movie or something. I don't know. Who cares? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we
Also,
could be. Hmm?
can I just say the IMDb score for Bridesmaids is shockingly low. I meant to bring this up earlier. Do you want to guess?
Really?
Don't look it up.
Right?
I see you Googling.
Okay,
Don't
I'm
Google.
not. I'm not gonna
I
look it
want
up.
you to guess out of 10 what you think it's at.
Well, if it's shockingly low, it's not as bad as a 6, is it?
It's a 6.8.
That's terribly low for something
That's
that
what
is
I think.
so, I think,
People
iconic,
love it.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna see
Shocking.
one of those breakdowns, though, wait, okay, in the US, it's a 7.2. Yeah, it's the UK that's dragging it down, we give it a
Tell your
6.9.
people to get it together.
Yeah. Blame Sweden. Sweden, 6.5.
Sweden, get it
Yeah,
together.
get your shit together,
Yeah,
Sweden.
Sweden. Make me come over there. You don't want me to come over there. Anyway, it's really low. Also, to give us some scores here. I averaged our current scores. Wait, did you changed your say anything to a 6 and your holiday to a 6.5, right? Yes. Um yes. Yes.
No,
Yes.
5.5 and a
5.5
6.
and a 6. Okay, I have to adjust this.
Yeah.
Hold on. 5.5 and a 6. Okay. On average, you have a score of 7.13 for the 4 films we've watched. I have a score of an 8.5. I think we're living up to what we thought the podcast should be, which is that you're more of like the Scrooge McDuck, the cynical one. I am
I
more
hate
of
love.
I hate Uncle Jamie. Exactly. Perfect. Well, that's where we're at
Yeah,
currently.
I'm okay with that.
Um,
Not
so
doing
yeah,
too
2
bad.
weeks from now, Merv, everyone go what a name, Merv. Who names a dog
Merv.
Merv? Seriously, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Merv. So go check it out. I guess it's on Prime, so that's where I'll be watching it. Anything else, Stuart? Anything else going on? Anything else we need to talk about?
Was on Crying Laughing, which should be out by the time this comes out. Joining Grace talking about Black Swan, which was very drastically different from Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Nice to have Bridesmaids to bounce back onto and cheer me up a little bit. Other than that, yeah, just the usual. Get me out on socials at Stuart Drinks Tea. And yeah, send in any feedback to us at podcast. You had me at podcast or you had me at
Yeah.
pod at
Yeah.
gmail.com.
Yeah.
What about you, Jess?
Similarly, you can also hear me on Crying Laughing talking about Mad Men very recently. I subbed in for Ariel, so I chatted with Dr. Amanda all about Mad Men, and that show is just a what a weird thing to be watching Don Draper in this movie. Just
Hmm.
very, very different. And then of course, as always, covering Buffy over on Shit 90 Shows taught me. So check me out there. But yeah, I don't
Amazing.
know.
Anyway, and well over an hour. I think we need to wrap this up quite rapidly because there's a colonial woman on the wing. Jess.
Oh my god, she's churning butter!
Let's go.